Greetings. Today I'm going to talk about how I mounted 5 rooftop cameras to this Sprinter van, which allow me to see things from all sides. This is in addition to the stock backup camera that tilts too far down, so every one of these cameras I can control the angle they display at. So first things first, I'm creating some mounting brackets for the driver and passenger side facing backwards. One thing I will say is this bracket could have been a little smaller. These cameras have a really wide field of view, and this one's just about the right size, so they don't need to stick out that far. Okay, so now that those are built and we got all our cameras wired in, connected in, we're going to use this AC to DC power supply to plug this in with the stock power controller and just see our cameras come online, see what they look like. So there's the back one, there's the left one, and there's the right one. So we just need to do the front one, which we're going to run under the vehicle and mount to the front of the vehicle so that when we're driving, we can see the front. This is helpful when you're coming out of a tight parking spot or a tight driveway. There's this open port in the bottom of the van on the floor. And so we just cut a little hole in that and ran our camera line through it. And then for beta testing, we're just using a belay strap to attach the camera for now. And then zip tie and everything else so that it's nice and clean and out of the way. All right, so this is just a little completion shot. You can kind of see the cameras in the background there. And this is where all the cables from the cameras on top, there's just 3 of them, come in. So I went ahead and went with a marine grade toggle switch system to control this camera and just other things. And so these Wagyu connectors are effectively bus bars where the DC3 circuit comes in, and I just spliced into the stock power connector, leaving it there just in case I ever need to fall back over to it. So here we go. This has our toggle switches, also a couple outlets and a voltage meter, which lets us add other peripherals to this system. So this is just a part of it, and it's a core part of it. Okay, so this is some video from the cameras themselves from the stock dash cam SD card, which I replaced with a higher quality SanDisk card that should hopefully last a lot longer and be more stable. Remember, format your cards regularly though, check them. They get a lot of write cycles, so they won't last forever if this is your first dash cam or if you just don't know that. So this is what the camera looks like in daytime, nighttime. Feel free to rewind if you want to look at it again. So other things to note. This is a weird error I got on my first day using the camera where it wanted a network connection. And when I hotspotted off my phone, connecting it to the network, it still didn't work. So I just kind of turned everything on and off again and it started to work. This here is a shot of the custom mount I made to mount this to the stock rear view mirror using pipe clamps, zip ties, and some bicycle tubing. So great for prototyping, and that's what I did. Maybe something like that will work for you if you're into fabrication. Okay, here's a shot of me using the camera or the system as a driver, time-lapse mode. And one thing I will say is that at night, there's no way to turn this screen down or dim the Android audio screen. So when it's really dark, I just end up turning it off because it really does hurt my night vision. So that's just something to be aware of. You can't really have the cameras up and the Android map up at the same time. It's one or the other. So that's annoying. Something to consider. You're going to need maps on another screen if you're going to be actively using the cameras. After beta testing this system, I realized I needed a master toggle switch to turn the whole system on and the whole system off, which is what I just installed here. And then I fabricated a mount for it, which you can see in future videos. But for this one, since it's more focused just on this camera, we're going to talk a little bit about this circuitry, but not go too deep into it. At a basic level, after driving this for 1,000 miles and sleeping in it a few nights, I realized that Getting all these lights off at night made for a more comfortable feel in most cases when I didn't want like the cameras on and recording at night. So that's what this master toggle switch will do. And I put it in line with our master, our main line, our main DC3 line here. So that's where that's at. The other thing to note is we have some black and red cables, and those are for one set of circuits, and then yellow and blue, and that's for another set of lights, which is the lights on the bottom of the switches. So if the switch is off and you want it to be lit, you need those yellow and blue circuits connected to your bus bars to see them at night. And then the other ones you're just going to end up connecting when you add your components in. So in this case, I have a circuit for 2 different outlets, USB-C and USB-A, and then we've daisy chained the voltage meter onto those circuits. So it's just a little bit of what that looks like, and hopefully that explains it a little bit better. One thing I did do is use these Wagyu connectors to connect everything. They work really well and just make putting wires together much faster, much simpler. Also, make sure you're using like automotive wire or marine grade wire. Any other type of wire is just gonna crack as it goes through the micro earthquake that is the highway systems and road systems you're driving on. The cost of this system was around $500, and given what you get for it, which is views of all the sides, touchscreen, Android Audio, it's really good. Things I wish it had, just to reiterate on, is a way to have both the cameras up and the Android map up at the same time. And I wish there was a way to integrate the audio over Bluetooth with the vehicle audio. There's not a really easy way to have your phone Bluetooth to the vehicle audio and to the audio system or the Android audio system on this device. So that means like if you're playing an audiobook or music, you know, the speakers on this device just aren't going to work well like your vehicle speakers. In any case, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you around.